The Mercurial Vapor is a football boot manufactured by Nike. The boot is known for being lightweight. Because of this, the boot is endorsed by many players for whom speed is a very important part of their game, notably wingers or strikers, such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Franck Ribéry, copyright RY, Zlatan Ibrahimović, Neymar, Didier Drogba, Jesús Navas, Eden Hazard, Theo Walcott, Xherdan Shaqiri, Raheem Sterling, Stephan El Shaarawy, Alexis Sanchez and others. The boot is in its 10th version, the Nike Mercurial Vapor X. The boot is available in either soft ground or firm ground versions. The SG version sole plate is fitted with 6 NikeSnap removable studs, now with molded plastic studs, which can be purchased in different lengths, for the first and second models, and traditional screw-in aluminium studs for versions 3 to 8. The FG version has 7 molded blades. Background: the origin of the Mercurial Vapors can be traced back to as early as 1998, when Ronaldo debuted the original Nike Air Mercurial boots. The boots were originally released in black, but a version in silvery yellow was released for the 1998 World Cup and a blue-black version followed soon after. All boots were made in soft ground and firm ground varieties, with the SG version using non-removable studs. In 1999, the Mercurial 2 was released in 2 colorways, black blue and black red. These were identical in shape, size, and fit to the originals, but they had a different insole and a smaller swoosh on the side of the boot. The Mercurials were Nike's first boots to be made using synthetic materials, and also their first venture into the market of lightweight boots designed for speed. Mercurial Vapor: the original Vapors were released in mid-2002, just before the World Cup of that year. The first glimpse anyone outside of Nike got of the boots was in the Nike Cage advert, in which a close-up shot of the boots is taken near the end of the advert. The boot was first released in 3 colorways, Cinder Maze, University Blue Obsidian, and Medium Grey/Red. These 3 colorways were distinctive as they had limited heel cushioning and dimples on the inner heel cup for foot grip. This was upgraded for the remainder of the Vapor line. A chrome lime variation was released to the public in limited numbers in the period after the tournament. Other colors included white black, chrome black, black chili red, dark charcoal surf blue white, and shock orange white. In addition to the Nike Skin Vapors, Nike released its first kangaroo leather version of the shoe in black gray. The Vapors also continued with the A9 designation on boots that was featured originally in the previous Mercurial lines. Both chrome colorways featured the A9 brand. At the time of release, the Vapor was the lightest boot on the market with several key innovations. The upper was made of an extremely thin, lightweight synthetic known as Nike Skin. It was claimed to be thinner and stronger than any kangaroo leather. The Vapor also featured an external heel counter which was very uncommon at the time, as well as a glass-filled outsole called Nike Frame, inspired by track sprint spikes and designed to spring back into shape after push-off. According to the booklets inserted into the box with each pair, the shoe showed a 3% decrease in the time to cover a 20-meter sprint compared to other boots. Mercurial Vapor 2: the Mercurial Vapor 2 was released in January 2004 in 2 colorways, Team Red and Photo Blue. The Photo Blue boots were debuted by Ronaldo a month earlier, in Real Madrid's clash with FC Barcelona at the Camp Nou, whilst Thierry Henry debuted the red pair in Arsenal's 5-1 win over Internazionale in Milan, with Henry scoring 2 goals. The revised version of the boot differed from the original Vapors in 3 respects. First, the material from which the boot was constructed was made marginally thicker. Second, a cushioned area around the ankle with a slightly larger heel tab was added midway through the MVII run. And finally, the pattern down the sides of the boot was modified to make the indentations more pronounced, along with a thin colored stripe to complement the color of the boot. The boot still maintained the same upper material, sole plate, and external heel counter. The boot was also released in many other colorways, which included Cinder Maze, Mist Blue Navy, Gunmetal, Orange Blaze Black, Navy Silver, Gold Black, White Red, Chrome Photo Blue, Chili Red Silver, and the final colorway, aluminium gold, was released as an homage to the colors of Real Madrid, which were to be worn by Ronaldo. Once again, Nike also released a kangaroo leather version, in a white/black colorway. The photo blue, orange blaze, gold, aluminium and chrome colorways all sported the A9 brand. Mercurial Vapor 3. The MVII is the third generation in the Mercurial Vapor family and was released in 2006. It featured Teogen microfibers which conform to the foot and are lightweight and durable. The boot itself weighed only 196 kg. It also has a carbon last to give support to the heel and more padding was added to the heel cup area. The original MVIIs were released in a white-gold colorway, which was followed by sport red-white, silver yellow, platinum red, deep royal, dark charcoal gold, ignite, white silver, and blue graphite sonic yellow. A limited edition boot was released to commemorate Italy's fourth World Cup triumph in World Cup gold azzurri blue. Towards the end of the 2006 Euro 07 season, further colorways were released, including obsidian metallic platinum, metallic zinc tart orange, cactus, silver red, and argon blue. On September 13, 2007, Nike released a limited edition 10th anniversary version of the Mercurial Vapor, featuring all the modern technology from the current MVII combined with the original Mercurial upper design from 1998. These boots featured in an advert with the Brazilian star Ronaldo, where he reenacted many of his past goals, which he scored wearing the famous Mercurial Vapor boots. Mercurial Vapor 4. In April 2007, some initial pictures of what were believed to be the new Mercurial Vapor boots were leaked onto the internet. Not much could be ascertained from the pictures, but they did show that the MVIVs might have a cover over the laces in the same vein as the Adidas F50s. The Nike swoosh was also larger than on previous versions. Only two colorways were shown, those being orange peel obsidian and anthracite vivid blue. This boot weighed in about 210 g. Later in the year, a limited edition version of the Mercurial SL was put up for sale online. Only 2,008 pairs were made available in firm ground and 500 pairs in soft ground, costing £250 each. This version of the boot is made almost entirely out of carbon fiber and weighs a mere 190 grams. The shoe is made in one color, black, with two pink swooshes on each boot. In December 2007, a promotional video was released by Nike, featuring the former world record holder for the 100m sprint, Asafa Powell. In the video, Powell dons the Mercurial SL boots, and sprints the length of a football pitch in 9.94 seconds, before instructing the Nike representatives to tell them they're fast. The Nike representatives are then seen taking the boots to a mansion in London, where Didier Drogba opens the door and is told they're fast. One of the advertisements shows Cristiano Ronaldo appearing to outrun a Bugatti Veyron, allegedly the fastest car in the world, while wearing the orange peel obsidian versions of the Mercurial Vapor 4 boots. The final launch advertisement for the boots show Aaron Lennon of Tottenham Hotspur and Gabriel Agbonlaya of Aston Villa go head-to-head on a 45-metre track where the speed was based on speed to the ball and speed with the ball. A third colorway was revealed on the first weekend of March 2008. Cristiano Ronaldo wore them on March 1, 2008 in Manchester United's FA Cup exit against Portsmouth. This new colorway features a sport red outsole with a gold swoosh. This new colorway was released on April 7, 2008. The carbon fiber Mercurial SL boots were used in a professional match for the first time in the 2008 UEFA Champions League final between Manchester United and Chelsea, when they were worn by Cristiano Ronaldo. Didier Drogba was also expected to wear them, but instead wore the black Mercurial Vapor IVs. On June 7, 2008, a limited edition brown leather version of the Mercurial Vapors was released to coincide with the start of UEFA Euro 2008. Each boot weighed approximately 275 kg. A green and white colorway, as worn by Cristiano Ronaldo, was also unveiled on June 7, and was released for release on July 24, as is a white and blue version. The seventh colorway of the Mercurial Vapor 4 was a Marina Volt version, which was worn by Cristiano Ronaldo and Zlatan Ibrahimović. On November 24, 2008, Nike released an eighth, limited edition pink colorway called Nike Mercurial Vapor 4 Berry. Initial pictures of a pink colorway called Nike Vapor Rosa were leaked onto the internet. A video of the Mercurial Rosa was released featuring a cartoon Franck Ribéry trying to outrun an abusive coach that resembles Pink Panther running away from the inspector with the head-to-toes theme being played. A second video showed Ribéry driving the Panthermobile, going to a casino and the first cartoon. The two cartoons were called Superlight, Supersonic. These were then backed up with a video from Nike, which stated "You better be quick," and featured players such as James Milner, Theo Walcott, Carlos Vela, Marlon Harewood, and Cesc Fabregas. Nicolas Bentner debuted the boots when Arsenal faced Manchester City at the City of Manchester Stadium on November 22, 2008. In early January 2009, Nike released the final two colorways for the Vapor IVs, Citron Charcoal and Charcoal Max Orange. The Citron colorway has been especially popular with professional players, and was worn by the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Zlatan Ibrahimović. Mercurial Vapor V and Mercurial Vapor Superfly. The Nike Mercurial Vapor Superfly and Vapor V were the fifth incarnation of the Nike Mercurial line and the first of the Superfly line. The Mercurial Vapor Superfly marked the first time a boot was made using Nike Flywire technology, while the Vapor V followed the use of a lace cover like its immediate predecessor. The boot was launched by Cristiano Ronaldo at Old Trafford in Manchester on February 26, 2009. It was debuted during the 2008 Euro 09 UEFA Champions League knockout stage, a match between Manchester United and Internazionale by Cristiano Ronaldo and Zlatan Ibrahimović. The following weekend, players across the world also debuted the boots. Both the Superfly and Vapor came in the original Max Orange and Metallic Platinum colorway as well as 6 others, Black Voltage Yellow Max Orange, Orion Blue Metallic Silver, Platinum Max Orange, Vibrant Yellow Midwest Gold Orange, White Pink Flash Metallic Silver, and Abyss Max Orange, which was not released in Superfly version. Women's Mercurial Vapor, a women's version, was released in April 2009, and is available in one colorway, White Metallic Silver Max Orange. Mercurial Vapor 6 and Mercurial Vapor Superfly 2, the second release of the Superfly series, was released on February 24, 2010 at a Nike football event at the Battersea Power Station in London. Once again, Cristiano Ronaldo launched the boot, first appearing in a violet poppy orange colorway. Cristiano Ronaldo, however, did not debut the Superfly 2. Fulham winger Clint Dempsey debuted the boots on March 18, 2010 against Juventus in the UEFA Europa League at Craven Cottage. The second colorway is Dark Osmidian Cool Mint. Cristiano Ronaldo also released his first signature boot. His Superflies were in the white total orange black colorway, featuring Nike Safari print. Both the Superfly 2 and the Vapor 6 were made available for pre-order on March 22, and were released on April 1, 2010. The third colorway of the Mercurial Vapor 6 and Mercurial Vapor Superfly 2 is Cactus Anthracite. This colorway was released on August 1, 2010. The fourth colorway of the Mercurial Vapor 6 came in Voltage Cherry Silver. This colorway was released on October 1, 2010. The fifth colorway of the Mercurial Vapor 6 came in Black Orange. This colorway was released on January 1, 2011. The Superfly 2 weighs about 7.4 ounces, while the Vapor 6 weighs about 8 ounces. Mercurial Vapor 7 and Mercurial Vapor Superfly 3, Nike unveiled the third incarnation of the Superfly series, the Mercurial Vapor Superfly 3, and the Mercurial Vapor 7 on March 16, 2011. Both boots received two initial launch colorways, Plum Red Volt and Marine Blue Orange. This update of Nike's lightweight football boots transpired to be largely cosmetic. Rather than any new innovations being added to the Mercurial Vapor and Superfly, the sole, studs, last and weight all remained the same on both football boots. The only change came in the form of a new graphical design on the upper, which was designed to make the boots even more visible on the pitch. Whilst many players were seen training and playing in the new Mercurial Vapor boots in the preceding weeks, the Mercurial Vapor Superfly 3 received its official on-pitch debut on March 19, 2011, when Cristiano Ronaldo and Mesut Özil played in the Madrid derby. Both of these football boots were released for retail on April 1, 2011. On April 14, 2011, Nike revealed the Nike Mercurial Vapor Superfly 3, a version of the Mercurial Vapor Superfly 3 to be worn exclusively by Cristiano Ronaldo. Whilst not featuring any technical updates to the standard Superfly 3, the Nike Mercurial Vapor Superfly 3 features an all-over safari print in black vault, and geometric pattern on the instep that differs to the standard Superfly 3. On November 17, 2011 it was announced on the Nike website that the new colorway version of the Vapor Superfly 3 was released. It comes in a metallic matte blue solar red dark obsidian color. Two more new colorway versions of the Vapor Superfly 3 were released. The Court Purple Metallic Luster Magenta was released late 2011, and the Trace Blue Anthracite Cyber, which is Cristiano Ronaldo's latest Nike Mercurial colorway, was released January 2012. Mercurial Vapor 8. On March 19, 2012 the Vapor 8 was released in bright mango dark metallic grey and Sail Challenge red colorway. Its debut came in the French Ligue 2 player Nicolas Baudry-Mediano. It was put on sale for the public on March 29, 2012. The latest Mercurial Vapor weighs in at 6.5 ounces. The special features of the boot is that Nike no longer uses the sense studs and 4 studs for the heel counter. Now Nike uses a whole new stud design for traction and 2 studs for the heel counter. This implant of the Mercurials do not include a carbon fiber sole plate, but instead uses the fiberglass sole plate Nike has been using for 2 years for the standard Vapors. Nike no longer uses Fleerwire but uses a thin layer of microfiber that has a suede finish, which is said to have been for control. Not only does the new Mercurials provide lightweight and traction, now it also provides control. These boots have also been released in the Miracle, Glide, and Victory versions, all version 3.3. Although it appears that all 3 of the lower versions have at least a little bit of fiberglass on their sole plate, except for the Victory versions, it is actually just a sticker to improve marketing ability. The sticker on Miracle version has a zigzag design on the fiberglass. The Glide versions have a sticker down the middle of the sole plate, but with no design in it, and as mentioned before, the Victory version has no sticker on its sole plate. The Vapor 8 is worn by Juan Mata, Didier Drogba, Eden Hazard, Neymar, Paul Aguilar, Andrei Arshavin, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zlatan Ibrahimović, Alexander Pato, Mesut Özil, Christian Eriksen, Theo Walcott and other players. Mercurial Vapor 9. In early 2013 the Mercurial Vapor 9 was released with Cristiano Ronaldo headlining the boot with his own personalized CR7 edition. The 9 came out in a Sunset Total Crimson Volt and Fireberry Red Plum electric colorways. The Speed boot features a lightweight Teogen upper featuring both a golf ball dimple synthetic and a leather finish for control at all speeds and contoured speed which delivers superior fit and complete lockdown. The synthetic used for the synthetic version is a very thin padded synthetic that offers better touch on the ball allowing control in high speeds. The midsole has a perforated sock liner with synthetic top cloth which mirrors your natural foot shape enhancing comfort and flexibility. The outsole features a full-length lightweight doubled-layer fiberglass and TPU outsole which offers explosive acceleration and enhances multi-directional grip. The boot is also part of the successful ACC collection by Nike which basically is an element of control in wet weather conditions. Finally the synthetic finish weighs in around 6.9 ounces while the leather finish weighs in at 6.7 ounces. In May 2013 a limited edition 1998 Mercurial was unveiled in the current Vapor 9 model where only 1,998 pairs will be sold to celebrate the 15 years of the Mercurial range and it features the same colorway as the 1998 Nike Mercurial worn by Ronaldo at the 1998 FIFA World Cup. The Nike Mercurial Vapor X Creek 7 Galaxy Edition was unveiled October 21, 2013, featuring a Galaxy theme as a part of the CR7 line. Mercurial Vapor X and Superfly 4. At a Nike Innovation Summit event in Madrid on April 25, 2014, Nike announced the next generation of Mercurial football boots. The Nike Mercurial Superfly 4. Launched on stage with Cristiano Ronaldo, the Superfly 4 marked the return of the Superfly name in football after a two-generation absence. The main change in the boot's design is the inclusion of fly knit, of which a triple weave blend is used to make the material suitable for football. An ACC coating is also implemented as with other Nike statement boots. A dynamic fit collar is also used, as with the Magister Obra, in place of a traditional tongue to create a more snug fit and less disparity between boot and foot. An all-new traction plate was also introduced, with a carbon fiber chassis for improved energy return. The boot launches in a Hyper Punch/Gold/Fold colorway, with a Black/Silver/Hyper Punch alternative available. Details on the Vapor X are anticipated for the end of May 2014. Similar versions. The Nike Mercurial Vapor can be available in other versions, for different types of turf. See also, Nike Tiempo range, Nike Euro unregistered trademark SA Euro 2 Euro unregistered trademark boot, Nike Center 360 range, Nike's Control boot, Nike Total 90 range, Nike Euro unregistered trademark SA Euro Power Euro unregistered trademark boot. References